Hey guys, it's Sarah. Thank you so much for watching. So today we have a skincare review roundup. So just like my normal review roundups, but we're only going to be talking about skincare, and all of this skincare is either drugstore or relatively affordable. It's all in your perspective, right? Depends on your budget, what affordable even means. But let's go ahead and get started. I have some exciting drugstore skincare. I also have a skincare line that was sent to me in PR, a very new skincare company. They're called Fleur Bee. And I will save this for the end in case you're just not interested in hearing about PR stuff, but of course I'll be sharing my honest opinion, good and bad. I have the Derma Radiance Toner with glycolic acid and rooibos, the Physicians Formula Skin Booster Vitamin Shot in the hydrating version. Got the e.l.f. Beauty Shield Skin Shielding Primer with SPF 50, and I've got the Trader Joe's Ultra Hydrating Gel Moisturizer. So we've got a lot to talk about from all kinds of different brands. Thank you, buses. And I feel like these are brands that a lot of people are interested in, so I'm very excited to get started. Let's start with the Derma Radiance Toner. So this is a glycolic acid toner. The way that I treat this is just like I would any chemical exfoliant, and I kind of wanted to test this and compare it to the Pixi Glow Tonic. The Pixi Glow Tonic I tried and loved it for like 2 weeks. I thought it made my skin look incredible at first. But then after that like 2-week period, my skin just went back to looking like the normal textured, kind of bumpy, kind of acne prone skin that it had always been. So wasn't a huge fan of that in the end. But I did want to try this because, like the Pixi Glow Tonic, it is a glycolic acid toner. They both have glycolic acid in them. I don't know the percent concentration of glycolic acid that this has in it, so that would be helpful to know. Let me see if they have it on their website or anything. They don't say the percent concentration. If anybody knows it, definitely let us know. But it just says it's our alcohol-free exfoliating beauty toner with glycolic acid, helps to tone, tighten, and brighten for a soft, smooth, and luminous appearance. I have been using this in the mornings, and I've also been using my Paula's Choice Clear BHA in the evenings. I just have to say, I don't really feel like I've noticed a huge difference with this alone, because there was a period of time where I was using this by itself without the Paula's Choice one. I feel like it's kind of nice to add in. I feel like it might be doing something, like a little bit in the mornings. Oh, by the way, I should say, since I'm reviewing skincare, I thought I would let you know what my skin type is. So I do have normal to slightly dry skin, mostly just normal. In the winter it can get a little dry, and acne prone. So those are my concerns. Some slight fine lines. I'm 24, so I don't have any like deep set wrinkles or anything like that, but some fine lines under my eyes, smile lines, forehead lines, the usual. So I do kind of want to do whatever I can to counteract any aging, premature aging, but I also am mostly concerned right now with texture, little bumpies on my forehead. That's my skin in a nutshell. I feel like this is It has a place in my routine, but it's not something that's going to continue to be a repurchase for me. This does contain natural fragrance oils, so that could potentially cause irritation to anyone, especially if you have sensitive skin. The next product I wanted to review, and I actually am wearing this on my skin today, it is the e.l.f. Beauty Shield SPF 50 Skin Shielding Primer in the Universal Tint. And this is something that a lot of people, I think, asked me to review in my big sunscreen video where I talked about the best and worst sunscreens under $20, face sunscreens specifically. This didn't make it into the video because I wasn't super interested in trying it, but my mom had it and she actually had repurchased it, and she said that this new one seemed like a different formula from what she was used to. So I don't know if they reformulated it or what. She ended up giving it to me because she said she wasn't really liking it as much as she had liked it in the past. But essentially it's a primer, and it does have a very kind of silicone-y primer feel to it. And it has that, you know, kind of universal tint. It blends in, it feels like almost like a pore filling primer would. It has that very smooth feel. It smells kind of citrusy. And this again does contain fragrance, like just the word fragrance, so that can mean anything. And it blends out and looks okay on my skin. It can look a little orange actually on my skin if I'm wearing this alone and nothing over it, like makeup. So if you're fair skinned like I am, it's probably going to be a little too dark on you. And if you have a deeper skin tone, I would assume it would probably look a little bit ashy on you. That's the problem with any of these universal tint sunscreens. The active ingredient is just zinc oxide 25%. And I do like that it has SPF 50. Here's the thing with this. If I'm wearing this as a primer, I'm not going to be applying enough product to be getting that full SPF 50 that's on the label, because I'm applying a pretty thin layer, and I feel like because it does have that kind of silicone texture to it, I don't want to like pile on a bunch of this. And I feel like I would have to apply much more than like one full pump of this, because a pump is actually pretty small. I can show you right now what a pump looks like. That's a full pump, and I don't think that's enough to really get a full SPF 50. And I don't want to apply more than that because I feel like it would just be too thick. So that is the issue that I have with this product. I don't think that I would recommend relying on this alone for all of your SPF. But what I do think it's useful for is as a primer. I would say it does have kind of that smoothing, almost mattifying quality to it. I do find it to be very mattifying on my skin, almost too much, which is why I'm wearing it over a very dewy foundation today. What I would use this for would be to layer over a different sunscreen. So today I have it over the Supergoop Everyday Sunscreen, which kind of is like my everyday go-to sunscreen. I love that stuff. So I just have this over that, and I like it. Sometimes I feel like with this kind of tinted mineral sunscreen, it can kind of just look a little bit, I can't even think of the right word, a little bit too dry, a little bit cakey, a little bit almost, it makes makeup kind of go on a little bit scaly for me. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the foundation just, I don't know, if you were to look up close, I feel like from far away it looks great, but up close, I don't love the way it looks. So I feel like this may not be good if you have like my kind of normal to dry skin, especially if you have dry skin. But if you have oily skin, you might love this as a primer to give you a little bit of a boost of SPF, but I would not recommend using this as your standalone SPF. I really wouldn't. I just don't think, unless you're applying a lot, like 2 full pumps of it, maybe even more than that, I just don't think it's enough. Moving on to another drugstore product that I recently picked up, this Physicians Formula Skin Booster Vitamin Shot, and this is their hydrating version. I did see that this has 5 stars on the Paula's Choice Beautypedia. So this has hyaluronic acid, vitamin E, and soothing aloe vera, and I also saw in the ingredients that it has niacinamide, which is supposed to be like one of those really, really good ingredients that I think that it works really well for me. I used to use the Paula's Choice niacinamide booster, and I definitely noticed a difference with that product. It's supposed to help with your overall tone, the texture of your skin. It's supposed to just smooth everything out. It's supposed to help a little bit with anti-aging. It's just a great ingredient. So this has that in it. Not only does it have a lot of really good ingredients in it, it also is fragrance free, which I feel like is so hard to find in skincare, especially cruelty-free skincare. I feel like a lot of these cruelty-free brands are like natural, but they still have a lot of like plant extracts that are irritating, and like lavender oil, rose oil, all these like ingredients that sound really nice but actually aren't, but they're natural, so it's fine. So anyway, I always get really happy when I find drugstore skincare that is cruelty free and does not contain fragrance and actually has really good ingredients in it. So 10 out of 10 for me. And as far as how it performs, it has a really, so it looks really cool. First off, it looks like kind of a jelly sort of serum in this dropper bottle. It's got these little tiny beads in it, which may just be kind of gimmicky, but I think it's cool. I like the glass bottle with the dropper. It feels very medicinal, and my hands are gonna be covered in skincare when we're done with this. But can you guys tell I'm really excited about skincare lately? It's this kind of gel. It feels like a gel, and it goes on very smooth and lightweight, and those little beads just kind of dissolve. They sort of mush away into your skin. I don't know, I think it's cool. It feels so nourishing and very smoothing, and it just kind of sinks right in. And then it doesn't really leave your skin looking greasy or anything like that, but I just feel like my skin just feels so, like, it just like drinks it up, and it feels so good. And it does leave a little bit of like just a smooth, I don't know, my skin just feels hydrated, kind of bouncy. I'm really enjoying this. I know I remember Dr. Dre recommended this a couple times and Paula's Choice recommends it, so I think this is fantastic. I know not all of Physicians Formula products are fragrance free. Maybe they're kind of moving towards that. I feel like a lot of brands are starting to catch on that fragrance is not good even if it is natural. And not only does it not have any added fragrance, it doesn't smell like anything. Sometimes fragrance-free products will kind of just smell like whatever the ingredients are, but it has no scent whatsoever. So this is fantastic. I don't think you can go wrong with that. I think it's great. Haven't tried their other vitamin shots, but I would be curious to try the other ones now that I've tried this one. So the next product I have before I get into the Fleur Bee products, the Trader Joe's Ultra Hydrating Gel Moisturizer. This did I need another moisturizer? No. But we've talked about this. We've gone over this before with Trader Joe's. I mean, I just wanted to try it. So this is their Ultra Hydrating Gel Moisturizer with aloe and green tea extract. It's very much a jelly looking. This is $8.99, and you're getting 2.5 fluid ounces, so you get a pretty hefty amount. And I've heard that, and they even kind of hint in their little like Fearless flyer ad of it that I'm reading right now online. There was a few of our office crew members admitted to our beauty buyer that in spite of their Trader Joe's allegiance, they still shell out the big bucks for a particular name brand gel moisturizer. And so I've seen it speculated that this is either a dupe for the Clinique Moisture Surge or the La Mer moisturizer. On Beautypedia, this gets 3 stars, mainly because of the packaging. Paula's Choice, they really don't condone this kind of packaging because you're dipping your fingers in there, bacteria can get in there. It's just not as sanitary as like a pump or a squeeze tube or anything like that. So I can understand that, but I also kind of have to assume any kind of product that's in this sort of packaging, they're gonna be using preservatives in here to keep it fresh. And I always use clean fingers. So I've kind of decided not to let that be a make or break for me because I have such picky taste in skincare as it is with I want things to be cruelty-free, I want them to be fragrance-free, which this is, by the way. So if something like this is fragrance-free and it has good ingredients otherwise, I'm willing to look past this type of packaging. I still would prefer it in a pump or some other kind of packaging, but it's not the end of the world for me. With that aside, it is still fragrance-free. It has hyaluronic acid again. This is another very gel-like moisturizer. And similar to the Physicians Formula product, it does really just sink in right away and my skin just kind of drinks it up and it feels good. Like it sort of has a little bit of a smoothing property to it, and even though it's a gel, I haven't had any issue with this causing makeup to pill up on top of it. I also really like this. I don't think you can go wrong with it. It's not the like richest, most hydrating moisturizer ever. I feel like this might be better for people who have oily skin but that still want a lightweight moisturizer. If you have terribly dry skin and you're wanting something to like really just be super rich and hydrating and have like a glowy look on your skin, this is not going to do that. I mean, my skin has just gone back to its normal like matte finish where I rubbed it in. But I still do think it's a really nice lightweight moisturizer, and I love that it's fragrance free again. I feel like it's so hard to find that. And it's only $9, which is a great price for a pretty decent amount of product. So I also approve of that. But unfortunately, you have to have a Trader Joe's available to you. Not everyone does. Okay, so now getting into these Fleur Bee products. This is a brand new company. They recently launched this skincare line of 4 products. It's not a complete skincare line. It doesn't, there's no cleanser here. They wanted to launch a skincare line that was cruelty-free, all natural ingredients, everything under $30. That's like one of their big selling points. So I thought, you know, that fits in really well with my channel. I do like to focus on affordable skincare. So it ranges from $18 to $28. And you also have to keep in mind the size of these products. The vitamin C serum is 1 fluid ounce, and I have a Derma E vitamin C serum that is double the size for $20. So you gotta keep the size in mind. The toner is really small, 2 fluid ounces. It's a really small, almost, to me it almost looks like a travel size. You could travel with this. In fact, you can travel with any of this on a plane because it's all under the 3 ounces. The eye cream is 0.6 ounces. So actually, now that I'm looking further, it looks like most eye creams are around half a fluid ounce. So this actually is, you are getting more product than your average eye cream. You're getting 0.6 ounces. So that's actually pretty good. The cream is 1.5 ounces. I think that's pretty small. I mean, this Trader Joe's one is 2.5 fluid ounces. The Derma E Anti-Wrinkle Renewal Cream, which I also have, is 4 ounces. So quite a bit bigger. It looks like a decent size, but I mean, I have already used a lot of this. You can see I've almost used like half of it up at this point. I just want to point that out because it sounds like, oh, everything under $30, but I do think you need to also take into account the amount of product that you're getting, because you're not getting a ton of product. They do say that they're all vegan, all plant-based, no animal ingredients. They are not on Logical Harmony, but they are Leaping Bunny certified, so that is why I was okay with using them. And then the other thing is they donate 1% of sales to an organization called Days for Girls, which is an international organization that provides access to menstrual care and education to girls in need. So that is super cool. Not a lot of companies are doing that kind of thing, at least not publicly. So I do think, you know, that is a nice selling point. Their big thing is it's all good for you, natural ingredients, with no room for any harmful additives. This is wording from their website. That's kind of what their claims are as a company. And I overall do think that they sound like a really cool company. The products they sent me are their Rose and Shine Refreshing Rose Water Toner, their Nectar of the Sea, they're all kind of puns, which I thought is cute. The Nectar of the Sea Rejuvenating Vitamin C Serum, their Creme de la Creme Moisturizing Face Cream, and then their Eyes Baby Eye Cream. Those are the names. You can see the packaging is super pretty with the kind of rose gold lid and the nice glass. The only one that's not glass is the spray rose water toner, but everything else is glass, which I think is nice. It's a nice touch. It makes everything feel very luxurious, and it's less plastic waste, so I can always get behind that. So starting with the vitamin C serum, the Nectar of the Sea, this is $28. This is the most expensive product. They say that it reduces the appearance of dark spots, makes your skin tone appear more even, smoother, and brighter, softens the appearance of fine lines, and then it has 15% vitamin C in the form of sodium ascorbyl phosphate. So it does have vitamin C in it, which a lot of people love using vitamin C serums. I feel like I've only tried 2 vitamin C serums, this one and the Derma E, and I don't feel like I've noticed a huge difference. They may add a little bit of that brightening effect simply because they're kind of hydrating my skin, but I don't necessarily feel like vitamin C is a super necessary step in my routine. So I may not even be the best person to be reviewing a vitamin C serum, but I also felt like when I first started using this, my skin started breaking out pretty badly with like cystic acne. So I stopped using it. And by the way, I did start introducing these things kind of one by one. So I introduced the face cream and the eye cream first together because I was using them in different parts of my face. Then I think I added in the toner, and then I added in the vitamin C. And it was when I started using the vitamin C that I also started noticing my skin was really breaking out painfully, and my skin doesn't usually break out that severely. And it wasn't like I had a million pimples all over my face, but I was just having a couple at a time of like deep kind of cystic zits, acne, whatever. So I stopped using it and that went away. But then when I reintroduced it, I didn't notice it happening again. So maybe it was just kind of like that initial, like my skin getting used to it kind of thing. But it still kind of makes me wonder, is this really doing great things for my skin? I don't know. I also did want to touch on some of the ingredients that this does contain. This has denatured alcohol in it. So it's labeled as SD alcohol 40B. The information that I found was that that is denatured alcohol. I'm not sure what the 40B stands for. If anybody who knows more about skincare can help a girl out and help everybody else out, let us know what that is. But from what I gathered, SD alcohol is denatured alcohol. It's not like one of the good fatty alcohols. Makes me scratch my head a little bit because I'm like, well, they're saying that it's all like clean beauty, no harmful ingredients, when really I don't think most people are wanting to put straight up alcohol on their skin, even if it's a low concentration. I mean, it's farther down on the ingredient list, but still. It also does contain pink grapefruit peel oil, which is another kind of like potentially irritating fragrance oil. Those are the main two ingredients that stood out to me as things that maybe are not great. The other thing I wanted to note is the smell on this. It smells citrusy, but it also has kind of almost like a bacon smell. Now I know there's no bacon in here, so I don't know, that's probably just kind of like all the scents in this product coming together to create this really interesting smell. But I did want to note that I feel like I've used a good amount of this. This is a product that I would mostly just use in the morning. After cleansing and toning, I would put this on and then I would follow up with a moisturizing sunscreen. So that's how I would use it. Didn't feel like I noticed a huge positive difference. So the next one is the Creme de la Creme moisturizing face cream. I don't really have a problem with this product. I feel like it goes on feeling very rich and hydrating, and I have been using these products since mid-July, the Fleur Bee ones. I don't feel like it's had any negative effects on my skin in that short term, but a couple of ingredients I wanted to highlight. Some good ingredients. It actually also has vitamin C in it, although I'm not sure how much of a concentration it actually is. Niacinamide, which is a good one. I know that my skin likes niacinamide. CoQ10, which is supposed to be kind of like an anti-aging ingredient. It's got a lot of good ingredients like those. It also has alcohol, like just straight alcohol as one of the ingredients, and I don't know what kind of alcohol. I really don't. I'm kind of confused as to why they list it as just alcohol and not... Because there are certain alcohols that I know are hydrating, and I don't know a ton about this, I'm not a chemist or anything, but it does have cetyl alcohol, which I think is one of the good ones, like one of the fatty alcohols, and then it has, further down on the ingredients list, just the word alcohol. But that was the only ingredient I saw that looked particularly, like, surprising to me. Everything else seems pretty good in this. Yeah, I don't know what to think of that, or what to make of that. I don't feel like it's been drying out my skin, but I'm wondering about like long-term benefits. Like if I were to keep using this for years to come, what would that ingredient do to my skin? I don't know. And then the eye cream is $22. This has a lot of similar ingredients to the face cream, but it has a few other things in it in addition, like caffeine, which from what I've heard, that sounds like maybe it's more of a gimmicky ingredient than actually helpful. It also has alcohol in it, just the word alcohol. I still don't know what that means. And then it also has lavender oil in it, and the lavender oil is actually strong enough to really, you can really smell it. And I'm not really a fan of the smell of lavender, but I know a lot of people are. A lot of people find it really relaxing. But lavender oil is a fragrance ingredient, and it can be very sensitizing. So that's another thing. I kind of hesitate to be putting something with lavender in it right around my eye area, and I do feel a little slight bit of stinging when I apply this. So kind of playing with fire, I feel like. I wanted to give it a fair shot despite some of these ingredients, because I know that some people aren't necessarily concerned with fragrance, and so, you know, just giving you my thoughts. But I do feel a little bit of sensitivity when I use this under my eyes, and on top of that, I really haven't noticed a huge difference in my fine lines on my under eyes. It is supposedly an anti-aging eye cream. My fine lines are still there, but I mean, I've never found an eye cream that really like truly diminished signs of aging on my under eyes, but it does feel nice and hydrating. I would say definitely be careful, especially if you have sensitive skin. And then the Rose and Shine Refreshing Rose Water Toner. This is the cheapest product, and it's $18 for 2 fluid ounces. This only has 2 ingredients in it, water and rose flower oil. I don't feel like something like this is necessarily something that I want in my skincare routine. I'm gonna keep using it, and it is refreshing. I mean, any kind of cool liquid that you're spraying on your face is going to feel refreshing, especially during the summertime, so I mean, I have to give it that. But they do say that with rose flower oil, according to Paula's Choice Ingredient Dictionary, fragrant volatile oil that can aggravate skin. There's no research showing this has any benefit for skin, although components of rose can have soothing and antioxidant effects on skin. So there's a potential that this could have some benefits for some people, but for others it might really irritate you. I haven't had any irritation from this product, so it's not something that I feel like many people would need in their skincare routine, but some people just really like using these rose water sprays, and you know, if you are one of those people, it is nice. There is a market for this kind of product, but I definitely don't think it's something that I would repurchase. And to be honest, out of this whole skincare line, I don't think there's anything that I would repurchase. Now, if they were to launch more products down the road, I would definitely be curious to try them, especially if they maybe had some fragrance-free products. I would definitely be interested, because I do think this brand has a lot of potential. I'm just kind of not in love just yet. They do offer like a sampler pack where you can get some free samples, so I do recommend, if you are interested in this skincare line, go ahead and try the free samples first, see if they work well for you, see if you think you might like them that way before you shell out the cash for the full sizes. But overall, I think it's a cool company with a cool mission. I just think that I would hope to see them kind of do a little bit more research into the ingredients that they're putting in their products. It's kind of a mixed review. I don't think they're terrible, but I don't think they're like, oh, you have to go try this. I still stand by my Paula's Choice. My, you know, I've got a handful of drugstore products I really like. This product I really like, this Physicians Formula vitamin shot. If you're looking for a good, just like hydrating, like booster for your skin, I really like it. I think it's such a gem. So those are my thoughts on a bunch of new skincare products I've been trying. I'm hoping to do a skincare routine video soon, but I'm still kind of trying to figure it out, honestly. So that'll be coming eventually. I do plan to do one eventually, but it'll be a while because I don't feel like my skin is in a great place all the time, and I want to get to the point where I feel like my routine is doing such great things for my skin that I can just rely on it to keep my skin looking pretty good all the time, which right now I feel like it's still kind of like, ooh, like up and down. And I've been trying a lot of new products, so it's hard to know. Like, I try to rotate new things in one at a time so that I can see if something's bothering my skin. I know what it is, but it's still hard when you're trying a bunch of new things. So anyway, if you did enjoy this video, I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and I talk about cruelty-free makeup and skincare, so I would love to have you stick around, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.